All praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wabrakakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth. To the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. So I'll watch videos on YouTube, and there's certain subscriptions that I keep up on that kind of give me insight on current events. When you watch someone like Full Spectrum Survival, when you watch someone like Canadian Prepper, another guy, he's really good on keeping up with the economy, just letting you know how a lot of people in society aren't living as good as you think they are. But Jeremiah Babe, a lot of these people, their focus and their hope is on carnality, on their tangibility, so to speak. They put their faith in what they're storing up for the future. And in some ways, that is wise to do. But if you don't have a foundation, which the only real foundation is Yahweh Shai, okay? If you don't have any foundation, anything that you build is being built for no reason at all, okay? We understand, those of us who kind of keep up on these things, certain plagues are coming to the world in which has never been experienced in terms of on the drastic measurements, on the level of extension from one side of Babylon all the way to the other side of Babylon, from California all the way to New York to California, however you want to look at it, right? Is going to be totally broken down, okay? And that's according to biblical prophecy. And before that even comes, a famine of the word is actually going to happen first. So let's touch on Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the power. So the famine that this particular scripture is speaking of is not speaking of a literal famine, but a famine is coming where people are not going to be able to have access to hearing this word anymore. People are able to hear this word now and say, I'll get to that later, or I don't feel like hearing that at all. Okay? Which is fine. But at the moment, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has us feeding this word to our people. But a lot of our people, they don't want to receive this word. So the time will come where the Lord's just going to literally stop us from teaching. You're not going to see us teaching anymore. And then with that comes in an actual famine. Okay? Seeing our people don't want to receive this spiritual bread, the Lord's going to not only strip away that spiritual bread from the majority of our people, but he's going to actually strip away literal bread as well. Okay? That's the times we're in right now. And a lot of people who are keeping up on how things are going, they're what you're calling doomsday prepping. They're getting ready for what's to come in their mind. But the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be protected. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. How do you lean on your own understanding? If you're not being directed and guided through the Spirit, and what's the Spirit? The Spirit are the scriptures. Okay, matter of fact, let's hold this.
Notification.
Let's go to the book of John, chapter 6 and 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth. So it's the Spirit that gives life to our people. Because without this word, our people are walking zombies, man. It is the spirit, which is this word, that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. That's why these bodies die. The words that I speak unto you, being the words found within the scriptures today, which are the words of Yahweh Shai, okay? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So the words written in these scriptures are spirit and life. So in order for you to follow after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you have to follow what the spirit says. Okay, you have to be guided by the spirit, by the word, in spirit and in truth. Proverbs 3 and 5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, speaking of your mind, okay? Don't question if whether or not the Lord is able to get you out of a situation. Just know he can, okay? And if you're doing right to the best of your ability, that's where your confidence comes in. Your confidence boosts your faith. Now, when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, that actually hinders your faith, because now you're questioning if the Lord's going to come through for you because you haven't been doing your part. Okay? Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So the Lord is going to direct us in these times coming. Now, there's nothing wrong with storing up food. There's nothing wrong with investing in gold. There's nothing wrong with, kind of preparing for what's to come in a carnal way, as long as you don't make that your first priority. You don't lay your foundation into that. We still understand Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is what's going to get us through. See, a lot of these quote unquote doomsday preppers, they're bugging out. Why? Because they're literally about to bug out. That's how bad it's going to be out here. People are going to be bugged out in this society. They're going to be losing their mind, man. Okay? And a lot of these people who are storing up goods, those goods are not going to be for them. Those goods are going to be for the Lord's elect. Okay, the scriptures tell you that the Lord's servants will eat. If you're not a servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in them days, hey man, I don't know what you're going to do. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah 65. And remember, the Lord's going to direct our path. Isaiah 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that includes these quote unquote doomsday preppers who are putting all their faith and trust in these tangible things. The benefit of being an Israelite is innumerable. The benefits of being an Israelite with this truth is infinite. Okay? And we're coming into them times where the Lord is going to start allowing us to reap our reward. That's why we have to keep our mind, our eyes focused on the reward to come. Brothers have been putting in work. Brothers have been kicking ass out here through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Brothers have been boosting other brothers up. Brothers have been getting stronger. Brothers have truly increased in the spirit for those who have Yahweh Shai dealing with them. Other men, yeah, they're kind of shaky or whatnot. Now, if you're a man of the Lord, you'll shake out of that shakiness, so to speak. We're in them times where we are going to see the Lord work on a level that we haven't seen in ages, man. Okay? Many kingdoms have risen and fallen, but what the Lord's going to do in this current kingdom is going to override, any other deliverance that he's ever done. And not even just when them chariots show up, when Yahweh Shai shows up with the angels. Even before that, miraculous things are going to happen. The Lord is going to use brothers to do miraculous things. Okay? Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So the benefit of being the servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is knowing that you're going to be taken care of. Okay, and when that famine of the word comes, all these Israelites who've been playing games, they're going to be losing their mind. because they're not going to have this knowledge and wisdom to stabilize them. They're going to be out here freaking out, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Okay? When this society goes down, we are going to actually reap the benefits of being in this ministry while we've been putting in work now. Let's go to Job 27. Job 27 and verse 16. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. So all these doomsday preppers, yeah, they're getting prepared. They might have all these different weapons stashed up, all this food stashed up, bulletproof windows on their vehicles, bulletproof doors, and all the things that they feel like would keep them from being overthrown once this society collapses. But all these things that these people are doing, if you don't have Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, if you're not an Israelite and you don't have Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, you're done out here. You're done. It's over for you, man. All right? And the elect, Lord willing, I'm of that number. I hope and pray I'm of that number. Okay? And I speak of things, how the Lord's been revealing things unto me, and I don't say that to brag and boast, but I've had plenty of moments in this ministry where I've just felt just so small, so insignificant. I've needed that boost. And once I've spoke on certain things, it helped me get boosted up, man. And it also inspired me to want to boost up other brothers, man, because a lot of men in this truth are trying to hinder you from feeling confident. And that confidence also goes into your faith. And we have to have faith in knowing that all these doomsday preppers, yeah, they might have this and that, and you may not be financially able to do what they're able to do. Now, if you were to store up food and this and that, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But understand, you have a lot of people, they're putting their faith into that so much, they don't understand it's going to be given over to someone else. And that someone else, in a lot of cases, are going to be you brothers out there, the elect of the nation of Israel. You men out there fighting, you sisters who believe, okay, your households under you, if it be the Lord's will, are going to be the ones eating. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay. So let's say you're unemployed when all these things happen. How are you going to prepare? And a lot of these doomsday preppers who are getting prepared for later, who's to say they won't die in a car accident before then? They won't get hit by a stray bullet before then. They won't die in a house fire. A lot of people prepare for things not even considering, you don't even know if you're going to make it that far. That's why you have to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We have to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. And the innocent shall divide the silver. And that's speaking of the Lord's servants. We're going to be the ones in their houses drinking up their wine, looking through their closet like, damn, this looks like it fits me. Oh shoot, he got some nice kicks, man. Matter of fact, size 12, that's my size. You know? He got a collection of drinks. He got wine, he got liquors, he got everything I need. Oh dang, he got a whole jug of water over here. Oh dang, I open up this drawer, there's this. And that same guy or female or family that prepared all that, they may have already been put to death. They may already be in a FEMA camp. They may be traveling because they got chased off somewhere, but they're not there, right? So a lot of people who are putting their faith in tangibility, they don't have a chance, man. That's why the best thing you can do is serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? And brothers who have, families in terms of you might have a wife with children, or you may have a wife with no children. And you may feel like, dang, I hope we'll make it. You can't be thinking like that. You got to have the mentality the Lord already got you, man. You're doing your part. Why wouldn't he do his part? Okay?
Notification.
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 27 and 27. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. So the Lord is going to take care of his. The Lord always has. The Lord always will. All right. And Romans 8:35 says this. Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine, seeing that we're coming into the time of famine, and it's going to start with the famine of the word. Okay, the famine of the word is going to come before an actual famine, because by that point, it's over. Once the Lord says, okay, I'm drawing back this word from the world, the Lord's really going to start working then. That's scary, man. That's why we have to be on point, so that when these things start, we're confident and we're not all shooken up in mind, because it's like, oh shit, I wasn't doing my part. Man, the Lord might destroy me. Man, I ain't did a video in a month and a half. I was too busy going out doing this and doing that. Man, I was tripping. Man, the Lord might not be with me. You don't want that feeling. You want that feeling of confidence. Like, I did what I could all the way up until the point I couldn't do it no more. Why wouldn't the Lord be with me, right? Who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation? Nope. Distress? No. Or persecution? No. Or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? No. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to be with his, man. You have to believe that. We have to believe that. We're coming into the beginning of sorrows, and seeing that we're coming into the beginning of sorrows, we have to understand the Lord is going to be with his. We're not just doing this just to release vapor out of our mouth. Okay? Mark 13:8. For nation shall rise against nation. You're seeing that happening right now. And kingdom against kingdom. You're seeing that happening right now. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. You're seeing that happening right now. And there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. And we're coming into some sorrowful times. So it's time for us to connect to our power, which is our joy. Especially seeing that in these times to come, the only hope that we have, the only way of getting through this, is to have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All those who lay up treasures on earth, it's in vain. It's for us, man. It's for the elect, Lord willing, of that number. Let's go to Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12 and verse 16. So if you're a brother and you're not financially stable at this point, and you feel like, man, when this society collapses, what am I going to eat? What am I going to drink? What am I going to do with my wife? I got my kids. We're barely making it at the moment. I'm going through a tough month. I was doing okay, but now I'm going through a tough month. Don't worry about that, man. Have faith in the Lord and keep doing the work. Everything else comes, man. When you do this work, everything comes with it. All right? First you do the work, then you get the power. Everything is connected. It's magnetic, man. Let's go to Luke 12 and 16 here. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And some of these doomsday preppers, they doing fairly well, man. Some of these doomsday preppers, like when you look at Canadian prepper, he's an Israelite, by the way. He look like he's doing fairly well for himself. He look like he's pretty set up. He's set up pretty nicely, like he's prepared for what's to come, right? So let's read this. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? So you might be stocking up on goods like fruits, vegetables, your grains. You're getting ready for a food shortage, right? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. So it's like, okay, I'll just add on to it. That way I could hold more goods, right? And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. So it's like, hey, I'm good. I done stored up all this. You know, we coming into a food shortage. I think I'm where I need to be, right? So you think. Let's go to verse 20. But the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. So for a lot of people who are planning ahead, how do you know the Lord's not going to take your life before you even get to live off your resources? When these days happen, a lot of these people may already be dead before these things come. A lot of these people may not even be at their home when these things come. A lot of these people may not even be in this country. They're too busy trying to take a vacation. Then they're stuck wherever they are. But all their goods is back at home. And they're trying to figure out how to get home, but they can't. Airplane flights have been canceled. Ain't no boats traveling. Everything's just on pause mode like a damn movie, right? People put a lot of faith in their goods, not even knowing you may die before you even get to experience that moment. You may be stuck somewhere. But the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? And that's going to be for us. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to put to death a lot of these doomsday preppers, and their goods are going to be stored up for the elect to come across and to eat in them days. Don't worry about how you're going to eat, man. You'll be surprised how many people are actually preparing for these days. Now, Esau is going to go around spoiling houses and knocking over shit. So a lot of houses may be trashed up. But within that, there's going to be food stored up for you. Who knows how it may go? You might go to a house. The whole house still looks nice, like nobody's even been there. Just a nice house, nice and clean. Everything's just set up. And that was just for you, man. But you may only have to be there for 2 hours because you're on the move. You have to be as a pilgrim. It's not like, okay, oh, this is a nice mansion. Shit, I'm going to just hang out here until Yahweh Shai comes. No, we're going to be on the move. But nevertheless, the Lord going to be feeding us, man. Okay? But the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasures for himself is not rich, and is not rich toward the power. So if you're laying up treasures on earth, that's not the problem. The problem is laying up treasures on earth, but you're not laying up treasures toward Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You're not looking forward to the kingdom. You're not putting the Lord first. You're not having Yahweh Shai as your foundation, which you look at Yahweh Shai when he washed the feet of his disciples. The feet is the foundation of the body, man. And with Yahweh Shai, he is our clean foundation. We can't have no other foundation. We start from scratch. Yahweh Shai is that foundation. Okay? And whatever we have, we put our trust in him. Okay? So I'm going to go on ahead and wrap this lesson up. Lord willing, it was simple. It was edifying. You know, don't get so caught up in what you're going to eat or drink, seeing that we're coming into some very dark times. We're coming into some sorrowful times. A famine is coming. A famine of the word and a famine of hearing. Or not a famine of hearing, a famine of hearing the word and a famine of actual food. Okay, these things are coming, but we have to keep faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So, Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord willing, this was simple and edifying. Shalom.